It is totally a gain. However, as my brother has put it very well, we have devolved also corruption. Have you heard any of you who is walking around the city or in big towns where people tell you, oh, that flat ni county worker, ni mfanyakazi wa county. Hiyo nyumba ni ya mfanyakazi wa county. I'm wondering, I've worked for the last 27 years and I could not even get a flat all that time, and I have been earning for the last 15 years 7-digit salary. 7-digit salary, not even
not even 6.
Not 6. And yet I could not make such a flat. And therefore the problem is we are accepting something which is not normal and normalize it for it to be normal. And I don't know how that chain has completely accepted. So one thing we expect from the president is that the 10 years that devolution has been in existence, I guess 10 years, right?
Yes.
Yeah, the 10 years that devolution has been in existence, we know quite a number of people who have looted county coffers and made significant gain in their wealth. These are things that are alarming. We may not even think of the national government. Perhaps bigger things are happening there, up there. But again, when it is devolved down there, and down there I look at a common person who does not understand anything about devolution, only wants basic services to be given. Basic, very basic. And even sometimes, if I take you to the hospitals in the rural areas, much of the drugs are not there. The drugs which are there are basic, that we buy them with 20 shilling, 10 shilling, 15 shilling. Not drugs we buy them from the pharmacies with 1,000 or 2,000 shilling. That tells you the level of their livelihood and the level of their understanding and what basic thing they need. But if my CEC has built a skyscraper in Nairobi or Eldoret, and yet down there is nothing, completely nothing going on, means there is a curtail of between the governors and the executive that he has put in place. And of course the control of the budget is not exceptional, because that money passes through them. And then of course finally every year you hear the Auditor General reporting cases of malpractices in the resources. But do we take any action? No, we don't. Then who is supposed to take action? EACC was established, and I think they need to take. They need to change. So we expect the president to come very firm, the way he has came out when there was crisis in Kemsa over the Global Fund resources. He should also direct his troops to do lifestyle audit of all people who have gone through the county management or leadership, and understand if the governor is earning give him 2 million. If the governor is earning 2 million every month, will he make 3 billion? No. My county governor has used 1.2 billion or 3 billion, huge amount of money. I was hearing my own constituency where I was in the race, he has used over 150 million. And now I'm just wondering, if as he has put it very well, if your salary is that, how long will it take you to do that? So that means we are opening arenas for corruption and looting of public resources. And on that note, we expect the president to come out firmly on that issues, and he should end this. The other thing we expect the president to tell us about is the issue of taxation. You know, the tax bill. Yes. I think it's something that the president needs to reflect on. Why we have been paying tax, every Kenyan has been paying tax, but Kenyans are crying. I tend to think it is not the right time. And therefore, I think his advisors need to tell him that as much as the brilliant idea he has tabled, and it is something that we must do it, can we do it progressively, so that we know when Kenyans recover from the drought and the floods that we had, then we are able to, they are not going to feel the pain, and they are able to say, yes, we can pay this tax. Or can we prorate it across certain duration, so that they are able to bite it slowly, not biting them at once. The other thing that we expect him to tell us is the issue of politicking all through from one election time to the other election time. And on that note, I'm looking at the freedom the Constitution has given us. Are we misusing it, or we are using it as per it is required? For example, you cannot, a leader who has been involved in changing this country's constitution, issues of democracy, and then today at age of his retirement, he says we want secession. What is he trying to tell the young generation who is coming up? Is that this country has no control, there's nothing that controls or boundaries in terms of
the freedoms
of that we have. And I tend to think even America, where this the democracy we have adapted from, don't give you that freedom leeway, like that, leeway. And therefore, I think there's a bit of misunderstanding of what is free in freedom and what is where the boundaries lies. And once you get where the boundary lies, we are able to guide ourselves. And objectively, people must bring out issues on the table based on facts and not fiction. The other thing is, politics is not leadership or governance. Politics is about mobilizing troops so that they vote you in. The moment you are voted in, you are property of that voters, those voters. You are property of Kenyans. We pay your salary based on our tax, and therefore you should provide services, not politicking all through. I think those are areas that I wanted him to look at. Above all, how we're going to open up northern frontier districts, where we have now at the age of 60, we still need basic things. For example, water. We still do water tracking during dry seasons, and then we have a lot of flash floods from Ethiopia passing through our villages, and we are not able to harvest that water, and therefore after every 3-4 months we will still go the same way that we were during the drought season. People have lost a lot of animals, all their animals, or people have lost a lot of their properties, farms, product. Let him tell us how he will turn around things in order for Kenyans' basic life improve. And the cost of living that we know very well is biting now. He should also now explicitly come out what the strategies or measures he wants to put in place, which are immediate measures, intermediate measures, and long-term measures that we expect. That way we are able to think through and say, our beloved president is doing for us this, and therefore we are able to cope with the current situation and move to the next situation. So resilience is what we need.
Sure. And of course, when we come back, Crispus, we will talk about, we will wrap it up on devolution and